and I hate being like the center of attention. And I didn't know anyone there. And so because I felt so uncomfortable, I just kind of started like trying to own it and being like, this is so silly, right? So I grab it and I'm like, who wants a white claw? And as I throw it, it slips out of my hand and it hits somebody in the face.
Welcome to Bro Taste This.
Good morning, good evening, and good afternoon. Welcome to another episode of the VYV podcast, where we break down food, wine, news, and our childhood trauma. Today on the episode, we have Leo behind the camera. We have Phill Golden Corral behind the mic. We have Juan Legend behind the mic. We have me 75 miles away. Gentlemen, how are we?
Hello. Welcome. God, that was, aren't you winded? I mean,
No, of course
honestly,
not.
I'm out of breath just listening to
I'm
that.
revved up. How about one of these? I haven't done these in a while. My heart rate is at 81.
81 what? What's the standard? 51?
I'm sorry, what?
What's the standard heartbeat?
What?
50, 51?
Resting heart rate anywhere from 60 under is very healthy. Like 60s and under is healthy. Anything above that, you should, especially resting without coffee or anything, especially like if you're not eating, might be a problem. You
What's
might
yours
wanna-
at? 80?
Right now it's at 80. I did just eat. I like wolfed down my meal. It's at 80. And I also got, pretty pumped up before the podcast.
I saw an article on the old Reddit spear, right? That like scientifically speaking, those Fitbits or the Apple Watches, specifically the Apple Watches, are really accurate with your heart rate and like your blood sugar level. They're talking about like, I don't know if it's already a thing. They have watches that like show like if you're diabetic or if your low blood sugar's coming in and like, it's pretty accurate to this point. So like
Some Internet of Things shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just verifying
pretty
that
crazy.
Technology is here. Well, that's good
Yeah,
to hear
it's
that
just
your
wild.
resting heart rate is 81. What'd you eat, Papa? Come on,
Something
man.
salty.
Don't
I wolfed down.
don't hide the
I will.
secrets.
I just want to go on record. My resting heart rate when I sleep is around the 50s, like middle to high 50s. So I'm very proud of that.
Nice.
But I did eat a turkey burger with keto bread. I had a little bit of tomato, onion, and some ketchup. Turkey burgers are the way to go. I would love to make a video about them soon. Especially like
Why?
ways to.
Well, it's
What's that?
turkey season.
Turkey burgers. Who's watching that?
It's
Bro,
Thanksgiving.
like the
just-
most famously hated food ever.
turkey
I wouldn't
burgers?
make it
You
entirely
guys should
about
buy
turkey
your
burgers.
turkey early. There's millions of turkeys that have died from the flu.
Oh my goodness.
And
Get a
restaurants,
discount on some flu turkey.
because restaurants are having a really hard time finding them because there was like 30 million turkeys have died from the flu. So
So get
there-
it now is what
There
you're
might
saying.
not be a lot of turkeys, and there are. They might be like double the price this year.
Oh my
Like-
God, that's what they did with beef this summer. They're doing that with turkey.
Damn, dude.
I'm
about
actually
living
really-
in Wisconsin though. I see like 3 on my way to work every morning. Just stop by, get one of those.
Yeah, do we start running them over?
Yeah,
Is it
That'd be a
time?
great idea.
Do I gotta call the DNR and be like,
Just start carrying a shovel.
"Hey, I just got my
I-
lunch."
Yeah, I think you do have to contact somebody for that. I don't think you can just pick up a turkey off the side of the road.
Yeah, you
I-
would, Luis. God,
I
fucking Boy
gladly
Scouts
would.
ass.
The
God.
most I've seen at one time was 5 on the side of a road.
Dude, I'm
I
surprised you
would.
don't like walk around with a tucked in shirt every day sometimes.
What, looking for turkey? Oh, prime and proper for turkey hunting?
No, Luis, you're just so proper. I love it.
Oh,
I try to be, yeah.
very rule book. Very rule book.
I think I give
Giving
off
other
the
people
appearance of being
parking
proper.
tickets.
Yes.
Telling other people
Yeah,
they're
it's-
going over the parking meter.
Citizens arrest. You can't park there. Do you live here?
Dude, you'd be like cart narking everybody.
Mm-hmm. Well,
No,
it's
I
like,
actually, I'm a great observer. I hate telling people like,
Anything.
yeah, I just don't care.
You're like, oh,
Like,
that
I just-
asshole. And then you just, whatever.
Yeah,
Mhm.
then just go on with my day. I'm like, I cannot be bothered. I just don't care.
It's kind of funny that like we got more rules for like road carcass and like picking up like, strippers off the street. You can go to Vegas and just pick up a random lady. I mean, it's regulated, so I guess it's legal. But there's like a
That is,
DNR
like,
for like
such
roadkill.
I don't know that that's true.
What?
That is not
That
even
Las Vegas, you can
remotely
pick- yeah.
close.
Yeah, they got a whole bunny. All right.
I think it's in Nevada, but famously not in Vegas.
For the first thing to pull up,
Leo,
where
can
can
you
we
look that up?
legally buy prostitutes?
I think it's in Nevada. There's brothels, but they're like famously outside of Las Vegas.
Like in the suburban area
Yeah,
of Vegas.
yeah, like in more ruralish areas.
Like a hop, skip, a jump away. How we are to Chicago.
But who knows? We'll find out later.
we might not even have to go to Vegas. We can or Nevada. We can just go to Chicago. I bet you
Yeah.
they got whorehouses over there.
But while
I
Leo looks that up, Luis, do you want to go into your weekend, bud?
Oh, before we do that, how about you two gentlemen, sexy gentlemen, I might add, break down a wine that you have in front of you?
Oh, that's right.
Oh, don't flatter me with kind words.
That's right.
Come
Great
on.
point.
Well,
Great point.
you need them, especially once we talk about the weekend.
Let's read what this bad boy is.
All right, but real quick, the only thing I found was 6 out of 17 counties in Nevada have legal prostitution.
Oh,
Okay,
wow.
but do you know if it's Las
Not in
Vegas?
Las Vegas. Las Vegas
Boom.
does not have. That's
What's
why
up,
all
Phill?
they
Well,
will
boom, I
escort
got
you
6
out of
counties
Las
to-
Vegas though.
Do you have a
Like
prostitute?
if you hire a prostitute in Las Vegas, the brothel will like give you a shuttle to the.
Oh,
brothel.
great. That's awesome.
Boom.
You can be in Las
So
Vegas.
you
and
can
they'll
be
shuttle
in
you
Las Vegas and
out.
still get prostitute.
That's awesome.
Boom. Where's the scoreboard? Everyone, I'm gonna get a little scoreboard going on here. This is gonna be the running
You
theme
know what?
of the show.
Yeah.
Way.
Starting episode 60, we are going to keep tabs on who is right.
Yep.
Phill
Going
for
forward.
one.
Yep.
Going forward. You got one right.
All right, Phil, you
trust
want
me.
to go in on this wine?
Oh yeah.
What are you drinking today?
What are we drinking today?
Yeah, I know, but you should break it down.
I should break it down.
Well-
I'm about to break down my weekend if I start talking about.
Yes,
this
I
wine.
know, but
You know what?
I feel like
Hold on.
Honest-
now,
I'm-
now
I'm
you got me
very-
off the cuff.
I'm
All
very interested in your aspect as a newcomer
first
to,
things
to the
first.
wine world.
First things first. I like to examine the wine by the cork. You take a look at the cork, the craftsmanship of it. You can tell by the stain that this beautiful violet lavender color, not too dark, but yet light enough to please the eye. Right? You can tell it's got a good age to it. And just if I even look at the cork, I might even look at the bottle right now. I could tell by this cork that it's probably a 2010, perhaps a 20. Scratch that. It's a 2013.
That's a
Scratch
fucking
that.
liar.
But
I just want to go on record and say that friend of the show and sommelier, Anthony Garcia, has told us that people who look at the cork have no idea what they're talking about.
once again, I could easily tell by just the cork alone that this is a
Hey,
a
scoreboard, one for Luis.
vintage- Well, technically, Anthony.
Yeah.
Hey,
No,
hey,
Shout out. Shout out. But yeah,
make
just
sure
by-
make sure you write that down, Luis or Leo.
Yeah.
Just
we,
by-
got a, we
just-
got a mental note.
like the mentalist. Just by going off the cork, I'm pretty excited to see what the bottle's gonna bring.
Let's
And-
tell people the name though.
Ooh, what year is that? 2013. How do you pronounce this? Yantra?
Yantra.
Yeah. Oh, what is it? Spanish?
No, it's Indian. It's an Italian wine, but it's an Indian name.
Okay.
It has something to do with a mandala. I was watching their little YouTube vineyard promo, but it's grown with organic grapes. They've been growing organic for 30 years or some shit.
Oh, it's got a
and-
good color to it. It smells like
Yeah.
dark chocolate, honestly.
Yeah, it's got a really cool color. It's supposed to be like an everyday drinker, but we happen to run into a 2013 version, so it's got some age. It's almost 10 years old. So for an everyday drinker that's 10 years old, that's fun. That's like a little corner of your cellar,
Mm-hmm. That's
Cheers,
almost a
bud.
decade's worth, yeah.
Yeah. Let's see what this tastes like. What are you expecting it to taste like?
It's just going off by that dark aroma.
I forgot to tell you it's Cab and Merlot. This is for the
Yeah,
grapes.
well,
So what would you expect that to be?
honestly, I didn't know they had vineyards in India.
No, wait. It's an Indian name, but it's Italian wine.
Oh, so it's not Indian wine?
No, it's just an Indian name for the
I
title.
was just
Yeah.
for once, they made something right.
Such a racist.
Wow. This tastes like prunes.
Yeah.
Not at all what I
Yeah,
was
purple
expecting.
fruit. Dry purple fruit, aged. You can tell it's in like a very aged wine. It's like very dry. It sucks a lot of moisture out of your mouth, but it's still high acid at the same time.
That makes sense because a lot of people call Italy or Italia the boot of the Europe. So like of course you're gonna get a very boot taste with this wine because of the vineyards due to the geographical tropical area.
It would be good paired with lamb chops.
Oh,
Such
really?
a great call, Leo. What notes are you getting? What fruit or what spices?
It tastes a lot like.
I got like a sour cherry thing going on. Like very sour.
See, I would pair this good with spaghetti.
Okay.
Remember, you gotta think to really
Hey.
enjoy the wine.
Luis, you gotta think like a working man, Luis.
Well, even
Yeah,
better,
that's right.
you gotta put yourself in the mindset where the wine came from. So
That's
what
Yeah.
a great point.
what pairs well with like Italian food? This
Or
this
Italian
pruny
wine.
Yes,
Italian
exactly.
food. And that was a call that sommelier Anthony told us.
Yeah.
Literally one of his
What a-
101 tips.
Yeah, you could
Such
tell
a good point, Phil.
by the cork. It kind of looks like the boot of the corks itself. But yeah, no,
Such a
definitely
good point.
ravioli, maybe little spaghettios.
But yeah. Beautiful. It's very dry, very bold.
Kind of like my my pickup game. Very very bold, very dry.
See, this is what I want to get into. Now, we had ourselves a doozy of a weekend.
Ooh.
Spill the tea, homie. Spill the tea. ¿Qué pasó,
Well,
güey?
For those who don't know, previous episode, the old Golden Corral got his boots back on and went out on a dating spree and had himself a little
Golden
date.
Corral had a
Your boots are made for
reservation
walking.
two.
Oh yeah, I went out to a little haunted house, and afterwards we all met up. Very very seldomly do we all get the chance to all group up outside of work. And,
Yes.
I guess this is even called work. What is this? A
outside of
little
our
hobby.
Outside of our pod, yeah.
That's a passion project.
Hell yeah.
Nuestra pasión.
Anyways, go on.
El pasión. But yeah, no, it was had an interesting weekend. I went out to the day. I took you guys' recommendation. I went out to the haunted house, right? And before the actual day, I have to say, I was pretty full of myself. I went out to the laundromat here by my house, right? I live in the demographically speaking, in the poorer parts of the city. So some people call it the ghetto. Me, I call it home. But I went to the laundromat, and you get some savory characters at these laundromats here in the area. And there was a lady there doing her, like, folding her laundry. And I was putting my clothes on, and she's like, "How you doing, big sexy?" And like you could tell already by her face that there was usage of hard drugs before. So like, very kind, very sweet. She's like, "How you doing, big sexy?" And I was like, "You talking to me?" And she's like, "Oh yeah." And she's like folding out the clothes, and it's like, "I got a thing for big boys, like a fetish for big guys." She's like, "My ex-husband was 400 pounds." It's like, "Oh,
Jesus Christ."
I was like, "He sounds like he had enough for loving." For both of you.
Oh my god.
Oh yeah. And then she was folding up she was showing me his clothes still and all this stuff.
She's still with him and she's over here hitting on you?
My
Dude,
ex-husband.
Phil, you're like catnip to certain people, dude.
Well, yeah, I am certainly catnip to certain people.
But
but
not
like,
other people.
Keyword certain people.
Yes.
For real. So, getting that compliment, I was already
Usually people who are down on their luck.
honestly, around this time, it's like I'm popping. People can start getting cold and
It's snuggle season.
oh yeah, everyone's posting pictures of themselves on the pumpkin patches. Like, oh my god, I'm so alone. And then then I slide into their DMs. I'm like, hey, I used to be Donkey in Shrek the Musical.
Dude, we need a new pickup line for you, bro. That can't be your default. Like that cannot be your one go-to.
I'm a bit of a thespian.
I've heard you say that so many times.
Oh yeah.
2, 3.
All right.
All right, I think we're good.
And we are back. Pardon the interruption. I had some unwanted visitors. Once again, when you're in the hood, you get a lot of coyotes coming to your door. All because you throw your bacon grease outside. What am I supposed to do? I can't put it down the fucking sink because it clogs the sink. You just throw it outside.
You want me to tell you a hack?
What's up?
I'm going to make a video of these as well.
What to do with bacon grease?
Yeah. So you
Ooh.
take a bowl, like a soup bowl, and then you layer it with aluminum foil. So you put I usually do 2 or 3. And then you just dump your grease, your oil in there, and then let that solidify overnight. And then the next day, you're just going to end up with a giant clump of oil and fat.
You're so smart, Luis.
You just put it in a little bag,
Dude, you're like the Bill Nye science guy.
bundle it all together, and then just throw it away in the trash.
But where do I put the rat poison to kill the coyotes?
Where will he put the rat poison, Luis? You think you're so smart? God.
I don't think rat poison's enough for coyotes.
Coyotes are feral dogs, man.
I'll be honest.
How do you
bro,
feel
I
up on that high horse?
Have you considered an AK-47?
I'll be honest. I hadn't thought about that one.
I'd be the vigilante that the
Hey,
streets
you know what?
need.
we were at 1-1, Phill and I, and Phill just took the lead 2-1.
2-1.
2-1, Phill. All right, bud.
I
All
took
right, you got-
the lead and I took the streets back from the
Yeah,
coyotes.
you got me this one.
Ooh.
But yeah, no, we were talking about your date, and you went to the
yeah.
And
laundromat.
the
things were going well.
laundromat lady.
Yeah, no, so I had a little interaction with the lady that had a fetish for big
This
guys.
Sounded
Which
like
was
more than just a little interaction.
Oh, she called me a little big sexy on
Dude, that's a great name for you, Big Sexy.
hey big sexy.
Yeah.
I was like, all right.
How do we have 4 nicknames for you? We haven't found one for Leo.
No, we had one. What?
El Caballero. But that just means a gentleman.
No, there's another name. I'm thinking
Leonardo.
I'm thinking
Well, that's when he puts on his black hat and
I'm thinking Jimmy Neutron, Brains, something along that lines,
Carl.
because over here he's been fucking taking over production wise, dude. He's been making it run like a smooth, tight ship, showing us all sorts of new angles and fancy tricks and
The
shit.
Kim Jong-un of podcasting. I like that. The Kim Jong-un.
What the fuck does that have to do with anything?
Who's your favorite basketball player, Leo? I know you're big into basketball.
Giannis.
Yeah, Giannis pretty cool.
All right, we're gonna call you the Little Freak.
The little
all
freak?
right.
What is his nickname? The Big Freak or something?
No, the Greek Freak.
Oh, all right. I like
All
that.
right.
I could have used some of that Greek Freak powers as fucking on the date, but
Yeah,
wait.
please tell us how. Yeah. Let's move on from laundromat. I want to know the meat and the potatoes. Tell us how it went.
Well, for starters, I didn't message her until the day of when we were meeting. So I was like, "Oh, are we still meeting here?" And she's like, "Yeah, do you want to meet up before?" I was like, "Yeah, I can do that." And we were gonna meet at a hotel and buy bread and feed the pigeons.
Shut the fuck up.
Are
you serious?
I'm serious. I recommended that.
Are you serious, though?
Yep. It didn't happen because she got a flat tire and she had to go fix it and all that stuff.
Yeah, I'm sure she got a flat tire.
Yeah,
She probably-
that's what I.
She probably fucking wanted to avoid that shit.
What, you don't like to feed bread to pigeons?
You couldn't say, let's get a coffee, let's get a tea, and go for a walk, my man? What the fuck, Phill?
Yeah,
Luis,
Living in the fucking
talk to me here.
1920s, bro.
Luis, talk to
You
me
wanna-
here. Yeah.
I'm old fashioned. What can I say? Much like this
You wanted
wine.
to take bread and feed pigeons?
Yeah, that it's a little bagel shop in downtown.
Oh, so you want to feed pigeons bagels so they could go choke?
Well, day old bagel.
It is a very. I thought most people would know that it's a well-known fact not to give bread to pigeons.
Yeah. It's
very hard for them to
nutrient
digest.
free. It just clogs up their stomach.
Yeah, it's very bad for them.
Well, I mean, I'm not the one putting
Bird
a gun to
killer.
their head.
Bird killer.
I'm just leaving the food out.
You're just poisoning them slowly.
Nobody's telling the pigeons to eat it.
Exactly.
They don't have to eat it.
Stupid
Yeah,
ass.
it's a
It's
line
their
of Coke.
choice.
It's a line of Coke. You don't
Yeah.
have to snort it.
Come on, guys. Have you never read Ron Paul's books? It's called Freedom.
Okay, so once she got her flat tire fixed, and then you guys finally met up, how did it go from there?
Well, to kill some time, I played a board game with my friends before called Secret Hitler. If anybody's into board games, that's a good group game and all that stuff. definitely recommend the game called Secret Hitler. And I know with my with the jokes I've made in the past, people are like, all right, this guy's really leaning into it. But no, it's a legit game called Secret Hitler.
No, man,
Pretty fun.
you told on yourself.
I didn't tell myself. The only thing I'm telling myself is that I'm a god honest.
Homie, you
truth
told on
man.
yourself by like
No.
by putting that disclaimer there. I know everybody's gonna think that, but it is that way.
I see your reaction. I saw your eyebrows go up.
look at this guy. What do you think, Liz? What do you think?
He's like, it was such a detail that like could have been left out.
Yeah, exactly. You're over here dry snitching on yourself, bro.
Bro, the only, like I said before, the only thing dry is my love game.
No, keep going, Kanye. Keep going. Please keep hanging yourself.
The Kanye West of podcasting. Jesus Christ. A revolutionary. It'd be an honor to die for the people.
After playing Wisconsin themed Monopoly, what did you play? What did you do?
We went. I met up with her at the haunted house, and I joked around. It was like the true scary part was, well, before I even like met up with her, I got there a little bit early, just to show that I'm a gentleman. I think I made a mistake because there's a bunch of little kids just walking around. I'm like, is this gonna be truly scary?
Yeah.
But as the night went on, more adults and kids and teenagers, everybody from all kinds of corner of the world.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Fall things, there's a lot of kids running around.
Mm-hmm.
Fall activities.
And it was a pretty good, Fear Fest out in Illinois. I would recommend it. Not if you're going on a date, because they will fuck you. And I'll get there.
Did you leave an angry review?
I should. I really should. Oh my god. So I get there early. I get a little bit of cheese curds because just a fair warning. I did drink a little bit before I went out, so I was already a little, I was already in the mood.
What were you drinking, bro?
Spotted Cow.
All right. How many?
I had 2.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
water, dude. That's
Well,
Gatorade.
it was social drinking. We were playing Secret Hitler. And,
That's Gatorade. That's nothing.
it's a mystery game.
3 more and you're...
Oh yeah. Honestly, I probably should have gone like that because. Well, okay. So we met up around 7 and we left around 10. Right. For the first hour and a half, I could not say this any better, but I was doing my best crowd work. I was killing it. I was like, "What do you do? How many brothers you got? Oh, so I bet you're pretty tough then, huh? Being the youngest of so many brothers and all that stuff. Crowd work. I was killing it.
Yeah.
Haha.
We got any birthdays here? Any birthdays tonight?
What do you do for career?
You're
You like stars? Well, that's
You're going to be Dave Rubin asking if there's any gays in the crowd.
Get a load of this guy.
any queers? Hello, is this thing on?
Just me?
Hello. But no, so for the first hour and a half, we were moozing it up. I was like, did you know? Because she's going to school for finance and she has an interest in astrology, right?
She's going to school for finance?
Yeah.
I could have told you that was a bad matchup for you.
I'm a very statistical guy. Very statistical.
You're more of a feelings guy over logic and reasoning guy.
I'd say so. Yeah, I would approve of that message.
I agree.
Most definitely. But I was smoozing it up with the Romans used to use the stars as math, and she's like, yeah, but they still use it for Nancy Reagan used to meet with those astronomers that study the stars because that's a way to be successful and stupid bullshit like that. And I was like, oh wow, yeah, tell me more.
Yeah.
I'm such a good listener. I think I said that.
That's what she was talking about, that Nancy Reagan was doing that?
Yeah.
And that was her proof of
What's the successful people doing it?
get the fuck out of here. She couldn't even be like, yeah, there's civilizations that have been doing it for thousands of years. She's
I brought up the Roman stuff, and she's like, yeah, and we still use it, today. Or
but not even the Romans. The Romans did it for a few hundred, Chinese, Indians, they've all did it for thousands of
Aztecs.
years. Yeah.
Mhm.
They were
Yeah.
the best at it.
They were. It only took them a bunch of human sacrifices, but they eventually got it.
Yeah.
There's a couple of our ancestors being skinned alive for no reason.
Hey,
Dude,
man.
praise the sun god. Come on now.
There
Come
was
on
a
now.
reason- The reason was they didn't praise the rain god.
I don't know if we can keep that in.
Yeah. Actually, you're gonna have to cut that word out.
Yeah, that's very naughty. But back to what I was saying.
How is that not? How is that naughtier than what the fuck you were talking about?
No, it'll actually like get the whole episode pwned.
But speaking of getting pwned, so there's 3 different attractions to the thing, right? There's a haunted hayride, a haunted barn, and a haunted carnival. Hayride, I'm killing it. Crowd work, amazing. Damn, we go to the carnival. Towards the end of the carnival, right? We're talking about horror and music and what she does for fun and what have you.
Is you recording? Yeah. Thank God. I got nervous. I got fucking nervous. All right, so she's chilling there with you guys.
Yeah. Well, I mean, much like this conversation, I can't even keep you guys' attention. So, like, honestly, I was probably killing it. In my head, I'm like, damn, I'm doing such good work. Just like, yeah, that's what I do. Give me like one-worded answers, probably. In my head, I'm like, oh wow, delusions.
She's loving it.
Delusions are grandeur.
This is going great.
We get to the end of the carnival, and there's a psychic there, right? And like, at this point, they have different attractions, like the cliche like guy coming out of the wall, like, Arr! They got like room darkened, clowns running around, and you get to the end of this like carnival maze thing, and there's a psychic there. You can ask her one question about the past, the present, or the future. And me being the idiot that I am, I'm like, oh, is this date going good? The psychic looked at us. She's like, oh, you guys on a date? And I said like, yeah.
Yeah.
That's how I said it.
Yeah.
So I think that's when I started going downhill. And I said, yeah. She pulls out the card, whether or not this date's going good or bad. And she pulls out a card that pretty much like it's the devil card, right? And she's like, "Oh, it's good. No, the date's not going good." And I'm genuinely looking at her like, "Can you redraw another card?" She's like, "Yeah, sure." And then she put like another card. She's like, "Oh, it's going good." And then like after she puts a card that says it's going good, I look at her like, "I guess fate's in my hands."
You said that really?
Yeah, I said, oh, maybe paraphrasing of like, I guess destiny's up to me or fate's in my hands, right?
Yeah.
And then we walk out.
Wait, what was the last thing she said? What was like her message to you?
What was her reaction to the card being pulled?
Silent. Cold. Cold. 180.
That's even worse.
180. Because she believes in this bullshit, and I'm a spiritual guy myself. But at the same time,
you are not a spiritual.
Give me a chance.
Wait, but you only said if this date was going good?
Yeah.
Well, then you should have just said that, like, well, at least
We could have other dates. Yeah. We got other dates.
I'm sweating. Like, I mean, this is going bad, but there's another one.
Dude, you should
make it up to you.
You should go to a psychic for a second date.
There's not going to be a really second
funny.
date.
No.
After the interaction with the psychic, we had one more, attraction to do.
You mean after that gripping crowd work, she didn't come back?
No, she did not come back. She didn't stay for the main show. But
dude, if she would have listened to your Type 5,
it would have been over.
It would have been over.
If she would have heard a play-by-play of Donkey from Shrek the musical, oh, dude.
I mean, yeah.
You would have had to wipe your seats down. That's all I'm gonna say.
She would have been soaping and sliding like a fucking super slide.
Did you suggest a Robert Downey Jr. Jack Black commentary video?
I did. I brought that up because she's going to the MCU thing, and yeah. I don't know. After the thing, it was just I kept asking her questions.
What did she even look like? What was she dressed like?
All right. You know how you're saying she was like manly and all that stuff?
It's
bro. I
don't think we should get into this part. I think you should just be very respectful and acknowledge the date didn't go well.
Let me just say this.
Whatever she looked like.
I have good taste because when she approached, I was like, oh my God. I knew I was good looking. I knew I was good because she was honestly very hot.
Hell yeah.
I'm going to sound like a very piggish guy, but like it looked like I maybe like her sugar daddy. Like
shut the fuck up.
Like clearly she's with this guy for like his money.
Oh, okay.
There's no way that like she's in his league. I was like, all right, I'm batting above. I'm Babe Ruth in it.
Yeah.
I can do this without maybe the police brutality, but I could Babe Ruth it. No, and then
that's
we wait
respectful.
around for the barn, and then it's just not the same energy, not the same vibe. At one point, I told her that because she didn't bring a coat. I offered her my suit jacket. By the way, I went in my suit jacket. I went all dressed in nice and all that stuff. She just went in with like these like denim shorts and a flannel.
Yeah, dog.
Yeah.
I don't know that was a good choice.
No, definitely not. At one point, we're waiting in line. I told her that if it gets too cold, she could gut me and use my insides for warmth. I got a chuckle out of that, but
You did not say that.
I 100% did. And then after I said that, and I was like,
You wanted to be her like mama kangaroo?
and then well, maybe that was the issue. After that, I was like, oh, that's a Star Wars reference, and she's like, yeah, I know. I was like, damn.
Oh Lord, this
Honestly, after the psychic, it just was so cringeworthy.
this was after?
It was after.
Okay.
Like in the beginning, we were like vibing, like, do you know there's so many atoms in a star that like if you look at a grain of sand, there's more atoms in a grain of sand than there is a star, but there's more stars than there are grains of sand on the planet. Stupid like bullshit like that.
Yeah, some first date banter.
Yeah.
I get it.
And then the psychic seal a deal, assuring that it would not be a second date. She parked right next to me, so we were walking. I was walking her back to her car. I was like, "Oh, cool! I'm parked like literally right next to you," because I showed up there first and what have you. And I said, text me when you get home safe, because she drove like maybe 40 some minutes away. So I was like, dear country out there, be careful. And maybe an hour goes by. I look at my phone to see like maybe she did or maybe she didn't message me, and no more, unmatched. I was like, damn. I knew it went bad after the psychic, but I thought I could redeem myself. I was like,
Yeah. Like with some banter afterwards or some shit.
How about I redeem that stupid psychic? Or
Yeah.
I could take an online course too. Stupid fucking gypsy woman. Goddamn.
See,
gypsies.
that shit'll get us taken down.
You know what? All right. Last episode we warned about harassment and using what happened with Al Jones?
No, we're not gonna go into that right now. We need to have Luis and I finish our weekends.
We need to attack the Fear Fest.
No, we need to finish our weekends, specifically Luis's, because it was his birthday.
We need an actual witch hunt
All right.
on psychics.
Luis, how was your weekend, bud?
I had a fucking blast, boys. Guess who broke sobriety? This guy.
Hell yeah. For your birthday, right?
Yes, yeah. That was okay. So Juan had invited us to a very fun costume party, and this was like a month ago almost, like when you first told us about it. And initially I was like, no, like I'm not gonna go. Like I want to stay sober. Like we'll keep it chill, just like go get dinner or something. And then like the week of, I'm like, do I really am I not gonna enjoy my birthday because of like some rule that I made up? Like it's already been like 50 days of this, and like the next time I'll drink will be during Thanksgiving. So there'll be like a one day, then a big break, then Thanksgiving, then another big break, and then like Christmas. So I was like, you know what, it'll be fine. Like I can do it. And so yeah, we met up at the Halloween party. And it's also like Juan said, it was my birthday. So like every year for my birthday is awesome because it's on Halloween, like the day before. So it's always been a fucking blast.
That does
Like
sound super fun.
Like when I was a kid, I would go out trick or treating, and then I would like dress up and get candy and get presents. And I'm like, dude, this is like double the birthday.
Jackpot.
And then I was and I was an adult. It's like, oh, every year there's gonna be a Halloween party.
That's awesome.
Somebody will be throwing a Halloween party every year. Or you go to a city where people are like throwing big Halloween parties. Like we went to Madison one year to Freak Fest, and that was dope. And like it's not like Christmas where people are like, oh, we're spending so much money and time on Christmas stuff that you're kind of like an afterthought. It's like, oh, dude, it's your birthday. Like that's sick. And so I go to this party, and I hate being like the center of attention, or like when I cannot control the scenario. And so at one point throughout the night, I think it was like you or your wife must have told the DJ like, "Hey, it's Luis's birthday." And the DJ who I met before, he was one of the groomsmen, is like really nice guy. Um,
He made
him and his brother.
He made this. He produced this. Sorry to cut you off. He produced that
please.
one song for our break.
Yeah.
Used it last week's episode.
No.
No, he's
Probably have
great.
to use
Yeah,
it today.
probably have to. More than once probably.
Yeah.
No, he's great. I don't want to say his name just in case he doesn't want it out there, but him and his brother, I really get along with, and they're both super dope guys. But they're like, "Oh, Luis, come to the front. Where's Luis? It's his birthday." And now keep in mind, the only people I know this party are the three of you in the room, and like maybe another 5 or 4 people. So in this party of like 100, I know like 10% of the people there.
It was a big ass fucking party, huh?
Yeah.
And I didn't know anyone there. And so because I felt so uncomfortable, I just kind of started like trying to own it and being like, this is so silly, right? And in my costume was a marshmallow, the DJ, like the big hat, mask thing. And I had a LaCroix in there, and I had a White Claw. So I grab it and I'm like, "Who wants a White Claw?" And as I throw it, it slips out of my hand and it hits somebody in the face. And I'm like, "Oh shit." Save it with the LaCroix. And I'm like, "Who wants a LaCroix?" And then I throw the LaCroix, and then I turn around, and like one of the kids that was helping the DJ out was like, "Hey, like, chill out. Chill out." And I was like, "Fuck you."
Hey, calmado.
He was literally like, he looked at me like all serious. He's like, "Hey, chill out."
You're
Like,
it's my
you're doing
birthday.
too
Do
much.
what I want.
Exactly, Leo. And yeah, I just felt super uncomfortable because all these people were like forced to look at me and like sing me happy birthday, which again, I was like very uncomfortable, and I hate that fucking feeling.
Mhm.
So then I'm like, all right. Then and I also was like standing on a foldable table. So I think that's what like made it a little bit worse.
Yeah, I was surprised you didn't like break it.
Yeah, in hindsight, when I think about it, I should have just been like behind the DJ booth and been like, "Oh, thank you." Like, but again, I just felt so uncomfortable that I'm like, all right, just try to own it, try to make it funny.
Yep.
It was
try to
pretty funny, though.
try to deflect all this attention.
A real man of the
Um,
people, people's man.
Yeah, exactly. And then from there, yeah, we went to another party after that, and saw some friends who I haven't seen in a long time. Even got invited to a wedding, so that was really cool. And then again at the fucking second party we go to, that one I didn't mind as much because it was my close friends, like people I literally grew up with. So that one I didn't mind, like people singing me happy birthday, because it's like, all right, this is like 10% genuine. So that one was okay.
And it was like 15 people.
It was like, yeah, and like everybody I knew by first and last name. So it was like,
Yeah.
that was cool.
More intimate.
Dude, yeah, it was dope. Yeah, and then the next day I saw my parents, and they gave me fucking AirPods, and I was like, why would you guys give this to me? Like, what the fuck? So I had a fucking blast, man. Turned 28, 20 great, as I've been calling it.
How nice. It's got a good ring to it.
It does, yeah. And no, man, it was not to sound lame or anything, but like very happy with how the last year has gone, and very fortunate to be like surrounded by people who are cool. Like you guys, like my fiance, she did an awesome job planning. Just like going with the flow and having a good time, and it's been really cool.
Nice.
Hell yeah.
It's beautiful. It's always nice to know when you're like surrounded by a bunch of love like that.
And
Yeah, because you
sorry.
go ahead,
on.
Phil. Go ahead. You go.
I was gonna say you were definitely surrounded too at the party, because there was a good like 80 people, 60 people there easily. And yeah, go on there. I was just talking about how big, I don't like being in center of attention either. So like I can only imagine how like tense you must have been.
And then at this party, Phil was over, like pretending to be a bouncer all night.
Bro,
like,
I had so much fun
you
doing
didn't
that.
you didn't even like party at all. You were like
No.
outside. the whole night.
Oh yeah, sneaking little White
Guys-
Claws.
I want to say two things about that. So, as I'm driving to the party, I get a phone call from Phill because I had texted him on my way there saying like, "Hey, are you gonna come?"
Mm-hmm.
And he calls me and he tells me the aforementioned story about the date and how bad it went. And I was just laughing, like I almost crashed the fucking car. I missed my turn, like how hard I was laughing. And then he's like, dude, I definitely need a drink. So as soon as I see him at the party, I'm like, here's a White Claw, like, here, take some shots, like, let's forget about it. And then the next time I see him, like you said, Juan, he's outside asking people for their ID, taking it super seriously.
Oh yeah, dude. There was this one guy that walked by me and like kind of like smirked at me. I was like, all right, he's not getting back in. And legit, I was like, I need to see your ID, man. He was a water heater guy. He was dressed
water heater.
Yeah, he was he was
Okay.
dressed as a water heater. I was like, brother, I need to see your ID. He's like, oh man, you saw me come out. I was like, yeah, but I need your ID, brother. He's like, then he pulled out his wallet and I shined the light at the ID. I was like, you're good to go. I was like,
You asshole.
yeah, I definitely did not make any good friends out there.
Like, who was it?
There-
Dickhead.
There were people showing up there like maybe like 30 minutes before it was closing down, right?
Yeah.
And they were like, how long does this go to? Like, I don't know, probably another hour or so. It's like, oh, chill, man, chill. And then he goes inside. Not even like maybe 10 minutes later, people started walking out. And then he walks out. I was like, man, I was like, yeah, it is what it is, man. It is what it is, man.
It's like no refunds.
Yeah, for real.
Bro, honestly, the part where you fucked up, you should have started charging people money. You should have been like
Make a little side hustle.
like $4 or $5, like $5 cover charge.
Really capitalize on the fact that I'm just
A
having fun.
scumbag.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, I guess a scumbag was better. Yeah.
How was your weekend, Juan?
I mean, I spent it with like the first half of it with you, bro, and then I was with you all day that day, dude. Other than
that's
like
right.
for like a few hours, I was
That's
with you
actually
all
true.
day.
We got lunch that day.
Yeah, because we got lunch that day at Rooster Cafe in Kenosha, which was really good.
Bomb, by the way.
I had chicken and waffles. But yeah, and then after that, we went to the same parties. Something off of the weekend though, that's not weekend related, but to me is kind of weekend related because Wednesdays are my weekends, which is today. Today I went on like a little mini date with Alo to Janesville, and we hit up like a few spots that I didn't know were a thing. It's right in the downtown, right in front of what's it called, Whiskey Ranch, like literally 1 block away from there.
Oh, yeah, the downtown square over there.
There was this really cool cafe called Bodacious Cafe, where they do coffee, salads, paninis, and they also sell like olive oil, and they do like proper cafe style like espressos and shit like that. So it's like a little 3 businesses under one umbrella, and it's all like one kind of human centipede like thing.
Yeah, a human centipede of like local mom and pop.
Yes, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
And like they even had their own backdoor riverfront terrace where you could like drink your cafe, eat your panini, like while you're like right by the river. It was really nice. But point is, like, one of the things that I got really impressed by there was their vinegar selection, and that's like such a dorky thing to say out loud. But I had this just super delicious fig vinegar. That was a black mission fig, so it was just this super dark, rich, like pretty sweet, just vinegar. And then another one that impressed the shit out of me that I feel like Luis, you should like consider buying one of these sort of vinegars just to drink it with soda water, dude. Because like that's what she was like recommending to me, that like people have been doing that to like try to imitate like almost like a cocktail like feeling, like
Oh, for mocktails and stuff.
yeah, and
Okay.
that has been a trend for years. People put shrubs, which are really just flavored vinegars, in mocktails all the time to get like a alcohol like bite, or like get that like acidity, like brightness.
That hearty fullness of it.
Yeah. And that fucking coconut vinegar, dude. Oh my god.
Damn.
Dude, it was just slaps you in the face of like the aroma of like a pure coconut. I have to bring it next time. I have to show you guys.
Yeah.
I was very
Dude,
happy with
bring it
going
for the
there.
Friendsgiving.
Sure, yeah. We gotta fucking pencil that in though. Like Like ASAP.
You know what? This is perfect timing. We're gonna have you guys, the fans at home, the viewers listening and viewing, decide when this Friendsgiving will be.
Why would they do so?
When and where, like, and what will be involved.
It's like when they sent Pitbull to Alaska.
They're gonna send us
would-
somewhere like in the middle of the desert. Hey, there you go.
Yeah, what the hell?
Roswell, New Mexico. Here we come.
Mr.
Yeah.
Worldwide.
Before we get into the Q&A, which I'm very excited for, I just want to talk about quickly. You reminded me, Juan, speaking about the cocktails, is Ultimate Drink Master on Netflix. Have you guys heard about this?
No.
No.
Leo?
The last thing I heard about Netflix was they're gonna be putting ads to their subscription thing.
Because I saw the ads for Ultimate Drink Master. I just haven't gotten a chance to watch the show.
All right. Next week, we are dedicating an hour and a half breaking down each episode.
What?
No, I'm kidding.
Are the episodes even an hour and a half?
Each episode's about 40 minutes. But
okay.
it's an amazing show about bartenders and cocktails, and it's a competition. I think, Juan, I'm surprised you haven't watched each episode twice yet. Like,
Yeah,
I would love for you to
It's
watch.
probably because it's my life, bro.
Is it supposed to be funny?
Dude, it's no, it's an amazing show. It's like a Hell's Kitchen, but bartending.
Yeah.
And-
Oh.
It's super fun to watch. It's very likable people, and the judges know what they're talking about. It's not over the top like Gordon Ramsay. It's like, oh, this is actually like, I can get into this.
It's called Ultimate what Masters?
Ultimate Drink
Ultimate
Master.
Drink
Ultimate
Master?
Drink Masters.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I just want to mention it. People who are listening to this, watch it, and then we'll. I'll
Oh, yeah.
definitely give
Hell
a
yeah.
quick
Let's all
season review.
let's all watch like 1 or 2 episodes for next week and then like talk about it.
You've already seen it, right, Luis?
I am halfway done with the season. I believe I'm on episode 6 or 5, 6 probably.
How many of the contestants have like sleeve tattoos? Because that's all I can picture when they do like the little like interview section of the contestants. Like I'm so and so,
And they're all wearing plaid too.
They're all probably wearing some kind of flannel plaid. They got their sleeves.
I'll be-
Interesting facial hair.
And it starts off like I used to be a drug addict, but
You know what? The thing about like bartenders and mixologists, like a lot of them kind of have like middle class type, like they've had it all right.
yeah, I bet.
I will be honest. They all look like they would bartend. But they do take, and I'm sure Netflix did it, did this on purpose. They took a very large pool of different kind of people. So like, there's I think equal people, female and male, and one of the contestants.
Phil really cares about that.
Yeah, diversity is key, and it's actually
Mhm.
you enjoy it because it's like they're not shoehorning it in. Like these people are all very good at what they do.
Are these international contestants?
Yes.
Sweet.
Yeah, and this is actually really interesting because it'll really hit home to us. Is one of the contestants is an Instagram only bartender. She has never worked behind a bar.
What?
Yes, and she's got her own business, very successful on Instagram. She mentions what it is, I forget it, but yeah, just keep an eye out for her.
I guess I'm not
Watch
surprised.
Watch the show, you'll really like it, and let's get into the Q&A.
All right, guys, I'm gonna need you to be my groupies. I'm gonna start trying out for these shows.
I mean, honestly, we can have our own. I mean, if some like I know a couple years ago, there was a lady that got her own show for like lip syncing on like TikTok and all that stuff. I forgot what her name was, but Lily Singh got a TV show just for being a YouTube celebrity, personality. And now there's this chick that's on like this like competition with arguably like the best bartenders they can find that have an email. I don't know. It's not fair. Why don't women want to date me?
Just watch.
Why don't women want to date me? I don't get it. I don't have my sleeves up.
There we go. There we go.
What's up?
We got to the deep.
I was wondering where the fuck he was going.
I'm a good guy, damn it.
All right. We want to thank everyone of the BTT followers for the questions of the Q&A.
Careful.
The Bro Nation.
The Bro Nation, yeah.
Oh yeah, this is gonna be very, very interesting. We're gonna have the first live Q&A We got some questions
Yes.
asked and submitted by you guys anonymously. Some of you guys put your initials in it to really sting when you guys said those nasty comments about me, but it's okay. It's okay. I won't take that to heart.
Yeah, and I saw the first 2 or 3 to make sure that it was working. But then both of you mentioned like, hey, if we're gonna answer these live on the pod, Leo should be asking us. So a lot of these questions all of us have not seen.
Nope.
Yeah, thank you everybody who submitted. We been wanting to do some more fan interaction. And yeah, this is one of those things that we hope to continue doing forward, more discussion based.
My apologies to the audio viewers. I should have hit the mic.
All right, Leo, whenever you're ready, bud.
All right. Well, there's like some silly questions on here, and there's some serious questions on here.
Well,
Yeah, let's.
Like,
shoot
We trust you.
all of us.
Yeah.
We trust you.
Yeah.
Let's not spend too much time on each one either, because
Yeah.
I'm sure there's.
Yeah.
Let's kind of go
Speed
from
run.
the hip.
Hell yeah.
all right. This question's a bit sillier, but it says, with no November coming up, what's the weirdest adult content you guys have come upon?
Phil, do you want to
Wow.
go first?
I guess the weirdest adult content I came across, no pun intended. Hey, I still got it. God damn it. You can go on like these websites, like like the most famous one is Pornhub, and legit watch TV shows that like if you want to stream Dragon Ball Z and you don't want to pay Crunchyroll, you can legit catch up with seasons and seasons of like Dragon Ball Z. You can watch Umbrella Academy. You can watch Attack on Titan. New stuff too. So I guess that's the weirdest content I've come across for Nut November. Going originally there to Nut and then being captivated by like, I haven't seen the Cell games in a minute. I love when Gohan goes Super Saiyan 2. And then,
How's that adult content though?
it's on
No,
Pornhub.
no, I
Yeah.
I,
I get what you're
I
saying.
kind of agree with Phil. I actually like his answer a lot.
We're culture, man.
We're men of
Yeah.
culture.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Exactly.
What about you, Juan? What about, I'm sure you're into abuelita porn.
No, I mean, like the weirdest thing I can think of was like, I can't even remember the name, but there was this one website where, there was I get like 2 like anime style games. Like that's it. Like that's like the weirdest thing I can think of. Like
This game will make you come in 30 seconds.
I guess,
I'll
but
be the judge of
but
that.
you know what? I remember it being told by like I'm this 13-year-old bro. I'm hanging out
Mhm.
with like this like 16-year-old
Couple
who's
older
like,
kids and all
yeah,
that
who's
stuff.
like my mentor. I'm like thinking, oh, this guy's so cool. Like I'm
Yeah.
always like hanging out with him, this and
I
that.
bet you he fucks all the time.
Yeah, and then he's like, have you ever been on this website? And yeah, and I would have to say it would be that. I remember the website ended in .biz. It never left my brain that it ended in that, but I couldn't remember the rest of it. Yeah.
Hey, that's the showbiz, baby.
Yeah. But yeah, I would have to say that's like the weirdest adult content I've run into.
And they're always so funny. Like most of them was like Peter Griffin like banging Meg, and like Lois walks in. It's like,
yeah.
this game will make you come in 30 seconds.
Most of them were like mangas that were like you
Mhm.
were just like going through like some story shit.
Oh,
Yeah.
more plot.
What about you, Luis?
So there was kind of 2 that came to mind immediately, but one that really has stuck with me is so Your Mom's House podcast with Tom Segura
Mhm.
and Christina Pajitsky will do these Your Mom's House live, where they'll actually like show some really like explicit content, which you can't do obviously on YouTube.
Nope.
But they'll host it on a different website and you can pay, and they'll just have guests. Like it's a little bit more interactive. And there was one of the scenes that they showed was a girl on all fours, like doggy style,
Oh no.
and there was a guy filming with a gun, Glock, in her asshole, and she was just like
Jesus Christ.
twerking back and forth, and the gun was just like, and I'm like, what? Next question, Leo.
That's a great instinct.
I just hope the safety was on. That's all.
We'll move on to a bit more serious, more informative question. This one is Phill gay?
Is that an actual question?
Yeah, it's Phill gay.
Jesus.
Wait, 3 question marks.
3 question marks? I mean, 1 is his curiosity. 3 is just making a point at that point. God damn. You guys are killing me. God damn.
All right, let's
Hey,
start with
Phill.
Phill.
We love you.
Yeah, why don't we start with Phill?
I
Phill,
mean,
we love you.
first off, I am
Just shoot
not
from the hip. Let's make it quick.
Should we start with Phill or should we start with us?
No,
and end with Phill.
No. The
Well,
question's-
we'll start with Luis and then Juan, then Phil. Phil, you'll defend
Okay.
yourself.
There's
at the
no
end.
build up to it. I'm
Yes,
not gay.
let's have the build up.
There's no build
Luis,
up.
what is your
I
answer
don't-
to this
Luis
question?
and Juan, I want you guys to present evidence and to why he is gay.
Where-
I-
All
where-
right,
don't
Luis.
think-
where's the
I
scoreboard?
don't think that you are. I just think that you want to be loved, and your love interest at this point definitely show that. I can see why the question was asked.
What the hell?
You're just confused.
No, I'm not gay, but traditionally speaking, I don't really see, gender roles or whatever.
We
Okay.
applaud
There's a
that.
big guy
We applaud
that's
that.
that can sing, that can dance, but he's not making romance at the moment. So I can sing, I can dance,
Beautiful.
but I ain't got no romance at the moment.
Next question, Leah.
Yeah, keep it moving.
All right.
That came out of nowhere.
Well, we got one that says, who's the most difficult one from the Bro Taste This crew?
Oh,
I guess
shit.
it would have to be Jorge. I guess.
Okay,
I guess
cut that
technically
name
it would
out.
have to be Jorge. at that
Definitely
point.
can't say that. Definitely cut that out.
Which leads us to our next question. What actually happened to Jorge?
Is that an actual question?
Yeah. It is.
First off, we want to start off by saying, Jorge, you're a great guy. Love you. Good looking dude too. Honestly, if I had a child, I would love to call you my son.
You know what? I'm glad. Don't cut his name out. I'll actually answer this. I'll answer this very honestly. It was very difficult scheduling the podcast around his schedule, and he is someone who's very busy at the moment and wants to succeed in what he's doing. I think everybody can applaud that and recognize that. So we had a discussion internally, and for the future of Bro Taste This, we thought that it would be easier if we parted ways for the time being. And it's now been over a year, and he's still a good friend of mine. I still love him a lot, and I'm glad that we wouldn't be where we are today if we would have kept going at the rate we were going. We probably would have ended very shortly.
And like for those fans that follow us, or they align with like fans of New Girl, because they're both good quality shows. Us and the show New Girl. That's just kind of like a coach situation.
Yeah.
He was there for the first couple of episodes. Then he goes off to Lithuania or whatever he does. I
To go
forget.
play professional basketball,
Professional basketball.
Yes,
Eastern Europe.
And then he comes back season 6.
exactly. So
So-
when season 6 of Bro Taste This, we
Wait
will
for him
have
then. Stay tuned.
Exactly.
Send us a lot of money between then and now.
He might be the next Andrew Tate, honestly.
He probably is.
He's going to be in like Romania and being like, I don't have time for you guys. And then it just hangs up the phone on us. Big dog us.
Next question, Leah.
All right. You guys have done 59 episodes. What are the most memorable moments so far?
Ooh.
Well, this is a pretty lame question. What the hell?
What kind of bullshit question is that?
Let's go back to if I'm gay or not.
Luis, you want to answer this one?
Yeah. I think memorable. There's been like, I mean, we've only been doing this for a little over a year, but there's been like moments in the couple, the short career that we've had where I've been like, damn, that just proves that this will continue for a long time and we're gonna get better and better. So I think memorable was like, you know what, I would even say like this weekend proves that we can work, all 4 of us can work very well together and still maintain a very healthy friendship outside of the podcast. And I will say we do argue a lot, but we always try to do what's best for the actual, to preserve BTT.
We do what's good for business.
Yeah, but I'd be
Business
interested
first.
what you guys also say. What's been more memorable?
Honestly, I think the Mother's Day episode was pretty fun.
Okay.
I think we need to get more in contact with more mothers. I need to bring. I think we need to do this strictly for guests only. Start bringing in single moms.
Fair.
Fair.
I agree with that.
Dude, honestly, for me, I love the community building that we've kind of had. I don't know, just we're like a small little family group of people.
Yeah,
We're
a small
just-
little family that needs more single moms in it. Yes.
We're just always seeing each other, always around each other, checking up on each other. Yeah, I've really enjoyed that.
Well, I mean, is there a specific memorable?
As far as a memorable moments, to me, to mind, I remember the Anthony episode, the Jim Black episode, 5 Bar,
Shout out.
Abel, that's what I'm saying, and all those guys are some of our biggest fans,
Mm-hmm.
and they're a part of the community that we're building and have, and now Leo as well, he's in a later add-on that has joined us, being an old friend and an old fan.
And now Luis is up in 70 minutes, 75 miles away.
Exactly, and we're still
Growing the
making it
base
work.
over there.
We're still making it work.
He's influencing the area over there too. He's gentrification.
Hell yeah. He's doing his part over there, gentrifying the shit out of the neighborhood.
That's the word, gentrifying.
Exactly.
Hell yeah.
Next question.
Moving the old working class black family that used to live in his apartment.
They were paying $600 a month, and now I'm like, I'll pay $1,800.
Yes.
All right. Well, I feel like this question was answered earlier in the episode, but just so people know we hear them, they asked we need an update on Mr. Corell's date.
Oh, really?
We already talked about that.
We talked about that, so that's great.
Let me just re-clarify that. I was killing it for the first hour. Maybe not to her, but to me, bro, killing it. That's psychic. Don't trust psychics.
So
Carry
this
on.
one Phil's gonna but they asked we need more WWE talk.
Is that legit what it says?
Yeah, more WWE talk. That is all.
Damn.
The people have spoken.
We've talked about this kind of in passing and off camera, but we've definitely talked about dedicating one-off episodes to each of our interests, Juan being a big NFL fan, me being a big soccer fan, Phill being a very big
fan of dudes in underwear and
dudes
baby
in underwear.
lotion.
Leo's a big fan
Greased
of
up.
NBA, and so it's it would be fun to do more one-off
Deep
episodes
dives.
of yeah,
Yeah.
and that is something that we've definitely wanted to do. So
And perhaps from the
Great
sounds of it,
reminder from this question.
next week we might
Yeah.
do a deep dive on the Drink Masters and catch up with to see.
Let's
how-
do Drink Masters and one other deep dive on one of our subjects. We'll all
Mhm.
toss a coin and see who it lands on.
that would actually be really fun. Just do one-off episodes. That's this
Yeah.
is maybe a little bit shorter. It's 30 minutes. It's
Mhm.
gonna be just on a different topic. So
This
yeah, that's
week
actually
we're
a great
talking
question.
about what you're jerking off to. We all bring our favorite piece of media from the internet.
It's on .biz.
The only thing I remember from .biz is funnygames.biz.
I think that's might have been where it was at, bro. And then there was a certain adult window where if you clicked on the right letter, it let you into that part of the website.
I just remember playing balloons on there. The original balloons, Monkey Tower Defense.
Hell yeah. You should have seen adult balloons.
All right, this next question. Would you guys be willing to switch it up for one episode and just try the shittiest beers that at least two of you have never tried?
Oh, that's such a great concept. And that's kind of the concept I was sending you, Luis. We should try that shit. Sorry. Yeah, but we should try that shit. We should.
Yeah.
That's
I think a
great
lot
idea.
of that stuff. I know it may seem more difficult with me moving away, but I actually think it's going to be easier for us to make content like that because the biggest difficulty that we have now is scheduling, and I feel once we get settled in, then it's going to be for sure 2 to 3 videos a week, including the pod. It's going to be you just doing fun shit that's related to food, wine, and beer. So yeah, I can definitely see us doing that as well. Just tasting really shitty beer.
I love that.
And where I live, that's an abundance. I can just
Yes.
I can throw a rock and hit a shitty beer liquor store.
Yes.
Buy malt liquor for $1.50 probably.
Yes.
Yeah, get some bush lattes.
Some ice house.
Yes.
Next question.
We should try
Alright.
PBRs.
PBR is pretty expensive. That's like a funny enough how like Champion became like like the poor person to like
Oh yeah.
athlete.
PBR had its climb.
Yeah, dude. PBR was like white
is
trash.
like a hipster beer
We're
now.
not supposed
Yeah.
to drink PBR. We're from Wisconsin.
What is that, Michigan?
No, PBR. You know how they were a station in Milwaukee? Like they had the brewery there?
That's what I was gonna say. Aren't
And
they
they,
from?
they moved out, and then they lost all their jobs, but they still claim they're from Milwaukee and Wisconsin, but they're not. That's why a lot of bars in Milwaukee will not sell PBR.
Oh, that's
Cowards.
so great. Thank you. Educate
Yeah.
the people.
For real. Boycott BBR.
God damn.
Yeah, boycott PBR. Fuck PBR.
Super producer Leo with the
Dude.
great fact there.
Fact checking over here.
Shots being
Best in
fired.
the business.
All right, next question. This person asked, what's the grossest thing you've ever eaten?
So I went on this Tinder date in like 2017, and brothers, I showered. How I am. I dress nicely. She did not shower. It was dirty. I went down there, because I'm a bit of a truffle pig. I'm a bit of a truffle pig, I go on there, we're watching some shitty Marvel movie. I think it was Deadpool. I'm like going in there, I'm like a little gopher, digging my holes and whatnot. And bro, this hole wasn't clean at all. I'm like, oh, I pop my head up. I'm like,
Yeah,
can,
change your
can
plans.
can you shower? And
You
she's
did
like,
not.
I swear to God.
You
Swear to
did
God.
not.
Yeah. And after that, she's like, no, I'm just not really comfortable right now. I was like, all right, it's probably for the better. Because, like, bro, it was nasty. And I'm not even that, like, upset about that because I came home and my boy Samoa Joe was fighting for the WWE Championship.
Bro, shut the fuck up
I'm
about
insane.
that right
No,
now.
that was like the night of SummerSlam. It was like, it was really a toss-up whether I was going on this Tinder date or not. Because she invited me over and all this stuff. I was like, fuck, am I going to miss this date because my boy Samoa Joe is going to fight Brock Lesnar for the championship? Turns out I could have both.
Next question, Leo.
All right, this one can be, you guys can be a bit more creative, but what's your guys' go-to cheap meal?
Cheat or cheap?
Cheap.
Cheap.
Cheap. Ooh.
Like something you guys eat that's inexpensive that you like.
You know what's really cheap? Eggs. Eggs has always been really cheap, and so is rice.
It used to be, but now a carton of eggs is like nearly $5. I used to buy the 60 eggs. They used to sell 60 eggs for like $1.18, $1.20. And then they rose the price to $3.20. And now to buy 60 eggs is nearly $18. So the fact that eggs is being considered a cheap meal, I say basura. If you want to go really cheap, the best thing you can do, lentils. You go out there, buy a bag of lentils, make lentil soup, get some cheap clearance meat. If you're not into meat, then substitute for like maybe artichoke or cabbage. Cabbage is always a banger with lentils. You can let that soak in the broth. Very cheap.
All right, for an answer that people might actually listen to,
What the fuck?
let's go with I'm a fan of McChickens and McDoubles.
Bro, that's like $5 right
Yeah,
there.
that's $5.
No, this is a hack. You get 2 McChickens, which add up to $3, 1 large drink, and buffalo sauces. Every time. Under $5 every time.
That's about $3.50. Yeah.
Yeah.
See,
That's
there
not
you
bad.
go. There you go.
Damn, Leo, you got that shit
Yeah, I've
down.
been eating that same meal all throughout high school
And
and
then-
throughout now.
And then I got you on another one.
Another one.
This one, it kind of serves you for 2 meals, and like depending on the time of the year, it might be more expensive than at different times. But you get an avocado, and you get 2 cans of tuna because like a half per can, and some lime and some like salt and pepper on that shit. And if you have some saltine crackers, dude, that'll literally get you the best fucking like tuna salad you've ever had in your life.
With the avocado, the total cost is like $10 for that.
Nah, an avocado can be like $2.
For
But-
I
one?
will say
Yeah.
another food hack.
Yeah, but
that
like
people
tuna cans are like 40 cents.
yeah.
Yeah, like $1, maybe 68. 80.
Yeah,
you
so
don't want to
like-
buy a whole avocado and you want to get like a badass tuna salad. go to like your local Piggly Wiggly or like one of these local grocery stores that has a salad bar, and instead of buying a whole tomato, a whole like whatever it is you're gonna do, a lot of these places will just charge you by the pound. So if you just grab like a to-go container and add like a little bit of tomato, a little bit of lettuce in there, and then just like add that to whatever you're gonna make. Because I used to do that with eggs. You're gonna pay way cheaper. You're not gonna use a whole vegetable,
Damn.
and it's already cut up for you.
That's brilliant. That's actually really smart.
Yeah.
I love that.
A lot of local delis will have like a salad bar in the middle of the day.
Wait, why would that be cheaper?
Because you're literally just paying for the amount. So like it's as opposed to buying like a vine of tomatoes for like 5.
Yeah.
I guess, yeah.
You're literally just
Or
buying
like-
like a day's or
Yeah.
a meal's worth of tomatoes.
Yeah, but that only works if you're like a bachelor or you have like a 1 or 2 person household.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but I mean,
exactly.
like I have a 4-person
Cheap.
household here, and like we don't go through tomatoes that much. Like I would much rather prefer like especially vegetables and shit like that. Chicken, I go through a lot.
Yeah.
I'll tell you that.
Next question.
All right, this one's a bit sillier, but you know the people want to know if the 4 of you were to have a gay orgy, who would have finished first?
What the fuck?
And then they added no homo, just curious.
All right.
Oh, okay.
A person of
Okay,
science. I respect.
Yeah, they're
that.
just wondering. They're just wondering.
Statistically
Okay.
speaking. Well, I'm gonna tell you one thing. The first
I would
person
say
to lose will be Juan. Because
I disagree. I think you've been out of the game the longest.
You think I'm no?
Yep.
I'm gonna be the one that retains it the most.
Dude, you'd go in there and like bust so fast you wouldn't even know what to do. You couldn't even look anybody else in the eye. But then I feel like you'd have a great bounce back period.
Dude, yeah, you
And,
would
and
be
then,
like
but then
hyping us
again,
up.
that would be like another short minute and a half, and then like it's still another great bounce back period. I feel like you have like a solid 4 or 5 cycles in there, but still like of 1 or 2 minute cycles.
I think you would
I'd
lose
agree.
first because you've just been honestly ever since your wedding, you've just been leaking cum. Like you're just so like you're very slouchy. You're very not as
Yeah, maybe your body's so used to it
timid.
at this point.
now
that
yeah, legit. You're
just
so like loose now. You're
That's a
constantly
great-
dripping cum. So
gonna-
you would
great point,
lose.
Phil.
You would lose.
Yeah, you know what? I changed my answer to Juan.
I'm a man of
Leo,
science.
you want to weigh in on this because it did say the 4 of us.
You guys made good points. I'll add Juan.
I agree.
Scoreboard?
I agree.
All right, the next one is: when you guys use the bathroom, do you throw away the toilet paper in the trash or flush it?
What the fuck?
That's
People
a great
wanna
question.
know.
People
People
want to
wanna
know,
know.
Phil.
I guess.
What kind of
flush
pig
it.
are you?
Flush it.
Liar. Not in this home.
Oh yeah, I do.
I'm a flusher.
With this-
I flush.
With
With
this
this
plumbing?
plumbing?
Yeah.
You're taking a
Flush.
chance, boy.
Oh yeah, and it costs me money already.
Yeah, you should
That's
start throwing
something
that shit
I'll
away.
talk about. Off the thing. Is that a common thing that people do? They put it in the trash bag.
Well, I
Very
just found
common.
out the other day about a lot of people who were,
Mexican.
I was gonna say, people of color. They throw it away because the same problem. Usually, they live in places where the plumbing isn't as nice. But as a proud middle class citizen,
Mhm.
I've always just kind of thrown it away.
I can't blame you on that. I do have a funny, quick little like minute story about that. We have a mutual friend of the podcast, JP. For those who know, and back in middle school, like Leia was talking about, certain trailer parks didn't have the up to date plumbing, so they had the trash bag for like the dirty poo poo and all that stuff, right? For the dirty toilet paper, and
I remember.
see Juan's smiling already because he knows the story about this. But I went to his house, I used the bathroom, and I threw it in the bag, and it was pretty much full at that point. And I didn't know where to I didn't know where to put it. I didn't know what to do.
This
That's
is so
like-
gross. Can we move on?
I didn't know what to do.
No,
So
we
like
gotta
so I
finish
took
this.
the bag full of the
Stop.
poopy thing, and I put it underneath the sink. Because like at my household, that's like what my mom used to do. So I just like not even thinking, just copy and paste it. Like it's full, I put it in the sink,
Wait, bro. That's,
like in the
that's what your
cabinets.
mom used to do, bro?
Oh yeah, well yeah.
Oh, bro, that's not good, bro.
So
I say you
like,
cut that last bit out.
Yeah, that last part is kind of sad.
hey Mexicans, man, you
Next question, please.
you can't pick them. I'll tell you that.
All right, next question. What's the hardest and easiest part about podcasting? And they also said, love your videos. Keep up the great work.
Oh, that's nice.
Hell yeah.
Oh, that's great. That's awesome.
Probably wasn't the same person instead of if I was gay. Probably different.
These are all anonymous, by the way, in case the audience was wondering. All anonymous.
Yeah, no, these are what was the hardest and easiest?
Yeah, like
Hardest,
what's the hardest and easiest part about podcasting?
Got to be scheduling. Got to be picking
Yeah,
a time everybody
scheduling,
can
finding
meet.
time that we can all have like 3-4 hours of like productive time where we're all together.
Like honestly, this
Yeah.
podcast has taken a lot of my time. Otherwise, I would have been in DC on the 6th of January. I would have been like,
Yeah.
steal the vote, steal the vote.
Hang Mike Pence. Hang Mike Pence.
Definitely,
Propane.
definitely blur that last part out. I would say easiest is probably the podcast itself. Like I find it very easy to talk to you guys. I think the first, like, I still listen to every episode when it comes out, just because I want to like take notes and like figure out how we can get better.
Mhm.
So I will say the easiest part is like actually talking to you guys, and I think the hardest part, scheduling, yes, but I think tech. I think
Yeah.
you look at podcast channels and like everybody has one now, but then you forget like, oh, these people have like a production. They can hire a production of people under them.
They can hire teams.
Whereas like right, we are kind of figuring it out as we go along, which is why the first like arguably 20 to 30 episodes sound like shit, look like shit, and you just don't really know what we're doing. So, obviously Leo helping us a lot, and
Mhm.
everybody really picking up like as we go along, like learning what works, what doesn't. And so I think, yeah, technology has been really tough.
I think
but it's
that's
fun.
a great answer.
It's fun though.
I'll have what he's having.
Agreed. What's the next one, Leo?
All right, and this is our last question. And it's gonna
Ooh.
be, all right, I have a friend whose favorite drink is a Jaeger bomb. They are not ones to try new things. What's a cocktail or mixed drink that she might like, that might be familiar? And then they say, thanks, bros.
Dude, I got the perfect cocktail for that.
All right.
It's
You're the
literally-
one with the most expertise in this subject.
It's literally called a Fernandito. It's for
Yes.
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 Yes. I cannot agree any more with that. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. It's Fernet Branca, which is like an Amaro. Italians have this family of liqueurs called Amaros, where they're literally made all like patented by like different families, and like the families will name it after themselves. Like this is made by the Branca family, like the Fernet Branca. There's like Amaro Nonino, like Chinar, and like it's all like family based, but they'll all have like a certain more of like this family will add more rhubarb, and this family will add more mint. Like they all have like a certain trademark they're known for, and Fernet Branca is very minty and like has that like almost slightly syrupy but not in a bad way kind of like feel to it. And Fernet Branca or a Fernandito, it's literally Argentina's national drink. It's Fernet Branca with Coke. So it's got that like familiar Jägermeister like herbal taste to it, but it's also served with Coke. So it's like just this really nice drinking like Coke. Like it feels like a whiskey Coke, rum and Coke, but with a lot more character, a lot more going on, a lot more like flavors. Yeah, it's really nice.
And just a regular liquor by itself is
Yeah.
so nice too.
Yeah.
It goes down so smooth. It's bold. It's got a nice dark taste. It really like it walks in. It burges into the house and like it makes itself at home. And then you're like, you know what, doggy? You can stay here if you want.
So yeah, for that question, it's called a Fernandito or Fernet con Coca, Fernet Branca with Coke. It's really fucking delicious. It's become like one of my this season's like favorites, like that I like find myself drinking. Like I think I took that shit to the fucking party. Actually, yeah, I did. I took a bottle of Fernet and a bottle of Coke, and I was drinking that all night.
Oh, that makes sense. You were slouched.
Shut the fuck up.
That makes so much more sense. It was
Shut
like,
the fuck
damn,
up.
this guy's dumber than usual. What the fuck?
Shut the fuck up, Phil.
Now you're completely excused. I get you.
That was the last question, right, Luis?
That
or
was the
Leo?
last question, yeah.
Perfect. All right, boys. Sounds like a great
Alrighty.
episode.
Wow, that was we've been teasing this for a while, And I'm glad that we got down to the Q&A.
Made it happen.
More interaction. And now it's time for us to, get back to you guys. In the upcoming weeks, we're finalizing some final merch designs here. And we're going to do our first giveaway sweepstakes for those who subscribe and leave a comment to any of the platforms that we're on.
Hell yeah.
On the, Spotify. I don't know if you can leave comments, but Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Audible.
Your YouTube comments.
YouTube comments.
Yeah. We'll be announcing it probably in a week or two.
Instagram, any comments anywhere.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We'll probably do like 5 giveaways. Like it'll probably be the same item given away across YouTube, podcast, Instagram, TikTok. So we want to, like you said, give back to the fans, and it's in collaboration with Yelly Designs. So for those of you who don't know her, she's been helping us out.
She's been the wind beneath her sails.
Specifically beneath your sail.
Flying high.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect. Can't
Beautiful.
wait, boys.
Yeah, stay tuned. It's been a beautiful week. Look forward to that. And as always,
Look forward to more cocktails. Cheers. Have a great
Cheers.
rest of your night, everyone. Have a great day.
Cheers, guys.
goodbye.